on the news tonight. Musiliu Smith to succeed Mike Okiro as PSC chairman in business. And in business, Nigeria industrial production falls by 41%. On the foreign scene, North Korea threatens to walk away from the proposed summit with the United States. Hello and a warm welcome to Superscreen Flagship News, broadcasting to you from the city of Lagos, Nigeria. I am Olamide Onwuka. Many thanks for joining us. President Muhammadu Buhari has written the Senate requesting the screening and subsequent confirmation of former Inspector General of Police Musiliu Smith as chairman of the Police Service Commission (PSC) and 5 others as members of the commission. President of the Senate Bukola Saraki read the letter containing President Buhari's request during Thursday's plenary session.
Request for confirmation of appointment of chairman and members of the Police Service Commission in compliance with provisions of Section 1531M and 1541 of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, a right to forward for confirmation by the Senate during the listed names as the chairman and members of Police Service Commission PSC. I attach here with their CVs. Number 1, Musiliu Adiola Kumbi Smith, CFR, Chairman, Southwest. Justice Clara Bata Ogumbi, Full-Time Commissioner, Northeast. Lawa Bawa, AIG Retired, CON, Full-Time Commissioner, Northwest. Mohammed Najatu, Member, Northwest. Brahimo Odagib Austin, Member, South-South. Barrister Romi Mom, Member, North Central. And Dr. Ikemaka Osimiri Jumbo Ofu, Member, Southeast. While thanking you immensely in anticipation of the early consideration and confirmation of the above appointments by the distinguished Senate, please accept, Mr. Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Muhammadu Buhari.
Former Inspector General of Police Musiliu Smith is to succeed former Inspector General of Police Mike Okiro. The presidency has faulted recent report released by Amnesty International AI, which alleged human rights violation by Nigerian security agencies, saying it lacks credibility and falls short of evidential narration. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, disclosed this to journalists, said the report does not contain factual leads that could have laid the foundation for investigative actions. He noted the findings were attributed to people, but proper description of such people constituting a source of information was not provided. The 2017 and 2018 reports of the Amnesty International on Nigeria had alleged that the Nigerian military arbitrarily arrested and held thousands of young men, women and children in detention centers around the country, while allegedly accusing the Nigerian army of various atrocities at the internally displaced persons camp in the northeast region of the country. The report also acknowledged that the army released 593 detainees in April and 760 in December 2017. Now, one of the leaders of Afenifere, Ayo Fasomi, has called on the electorate and peer members of Afenifere to support APC All Progressives Congress candidates in his efforts to wrestle power from the People's Democratic Party during the 2018 July 14th election in Ekiti State. Fasomi, who disclosed this in a statement, urged the people of the state and all progressives-minded people to support Kayode Fayemi to rescue the state and return it to the progressive fold, which he said it rightly belongs. He also commended all governorship aspirants of APC for their maturity and selflessness. Ekiti State House of Assembly has impeached and removed its Deputy Speaker, Segun Adewumi, for alleged gross misconduct. The House also removed the Chief Whip, Akini Sunday, from Ikere 2 and replaced him with Olawale Onigiobi from Ekiti Southwest 1. The Assembly accused Adewumi of committing several acts, including personal conduct, likely to bring the Assembly to disrepute, obvious threat to peace of members, and obstruction of constitutional functions of the House. Chairman, House Committee on Information Samuel Omotosho said Adewumi was removed at the plenary with a decision and division list signed by 2/3 majority members and unanimously passed by the House as required by the law. Omotosho also said the House has considered the unopposed nomination of Shino Animashao, Ekiti West 2, as the new Deputy Speaker. Plateau State High Court sitting in Jos has granted bail to former State Governor Jonah Jang. Jang is standing trial for misappropriation of state funds during his tenure in office as the governor of the state. You will recall that Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong had in 2016 constituted a judicial commission of inquiry to investigate the financial spending of the two tenures of former Governor Jonah Jang. However, at today's sitting, the judge granted the former governor bail on the following conditions of two shorties in the sum of 100 million naira each, while the second accused is to produce two shorties with the sum of 50 million naira each. One of the shorties must be a permanent secretary or anyone with the rank, as well as submission of passports. A federal high court sitting in Kano has granted bail to the former state governor, Ibrahim Shekarau. Shekarau was arraigned by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, alongside two others, Aminu Bashir Wali and Mansour Ahmed, before Justice Zainab Baghe over charges of alleged money laundering. The defendants were said to have collected a sum of 950 million naira, allegedly distributed by a former Minister of Petroleum Resources, Desiani Alison Madueke, for the purpose of influencing the outcome of the 2015 general election. The EFCC further alleged that the money was shared among the PDP chieftains without going through a financial institution in violation of provisions of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act. The Special Offences Court sitting in Lagos has declared the chairman of Innocent Motors Nigeria Limited, Chukwuma Innocent, wanted over his failure to make appearance in court for his arraignment and the fifth time. Chukwuma and his company, Innocent Motors, are to be arraigned on a 4-count charge of conspiracy to obtain property by false pretenses, obtaining property by false pretenses, stealing, and forgery. EFCC alleged that the defendants with intent to defraud conspired to obtain by false pretenses containers of motorcycle, spare parts, and raw materials, a property of Guaranteed Trust Bank from Mitsui OSK Lines Limited, Apapa. Report says Innocent had previously failed to make an appearance in court for his arraignment on January 17th, February 9th, March 14th, and April 25th. Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, says plans has been made to ensure the nation's civil service is efficient, productive, incorruptible, and citizen-centered. Oyoita disclosed this at a sensitization workshop on the 2017 to 2020 Federal Civil Service Strategy and Implementation Plan organized for civil servants in the directorate level in Abuja. Oyoita said the strategy, which has been approved by the Federal Executive Council, has 8 priority areas selected based on their potential for impact in the short term and their relevance to the ARG implementation roles. Parents and guardians of special and wards have been urged to take them to special schools or homes that can cater for them. This advice was given at the annual rally organized by Special Persons Association of Nigeria, SPAN, and the Association of Handicapped Persons Welfare, held in Lagos State today. People with special needs are those having a condition that restricts their ability to function physically, mentally, or socially. They are unable to use part of their body or mind because it does not work normally. At the 2018 Annual National Handicap Youth Rally, persons with special needs from different schools converged to celebrate their existence. Speaking with Superscreen, National Coordinator of Special Persons Association of Nigeria, SPAN, Chidi Wankwer, urged parents with special needs children to desist from keeping them indoors, but to educate them at available special schools.
The schools are here having their World Youth Day, songs, praise, and different recitation in the presence of the public. So the advice that we have for parents and the public is is that they should not allow their children to loiter because of disability. Neither should they leave them in the street to be begging. Instead, they send them to centers like ours and all these ones. You can see these ones now are useful. Some have testified of graduating as lawyers, doctors, and computer technologists, and different professionals. Some have gone out of the country to represent Nigeria in Paralympic Games and came back with gold, silver, bronze.
The visually impaired ones are the smartest people you can find anywhere around the whole world. Look at Stevie Wonders, Ray Charles. We can see our own Cobanks and many other visually impaired you can see around. They are making it, and also they can also make it. Bring out your visually impaired people, bring them to places that they can be orientated. You can bring them to Bethesda Home. Like you can see, I was orientated in Bethesda Home. Bethesda Home is a very nice place for visually impaired people to be.
Special needs schools present at the event made different presentation in music and drama in appreciation of God's kindness.
I don't see them as if they have any disabilities. When you come to them, we call them disabled ones. It's because we are not God, we don't really know them. But if you know them, they are very friendly.
I learn a lot of things. I, as a person who is complete, what they can do, I cannot do it. And God gives them special brain, different from those of us who are physical fit. For instance, that piano, playing drums, I can't do it. But they are, whatever you teach them, they grab it fast.
Government at all levels were urged to support their needs.
Government have been trying in the aspect of giving so many things to them. The government should try and organize a program or organize something that will bring us together as a one family.
The state government has been assisting all the schools, all the specialized schools that have been training our PWDs. And on our own too, we have our own schools, we have our own centers and schools where we provide rehabilitation training, vocational training for PWDs. The state government will continue assisting PWDs in the state, and we want you to support the government achieving this goal.
In all imperfection, there is always a room for perfection, and it is said that everyone has a battle they face in life, then these ones are not exempted. But the beauty is that they have grown beyond their challenges, and one can only hope that others in their shoes will do the same and be happy. Nigeria's industrial production falls by 41%. That's in business. These and many more stories coming your way after the break. And now for some business stories. African Development Bank, AFDB, says Nigeria's industrial value has dropped by 41% between 2012 and 2018. AFDB President Akinwumi Adesina disclosed this in a keynote address delivered at the opening ceremony of the 2018 annual meeting of Lender at the Busan Exhibition and Convention Center, South Korea. Adesina said the African continent lost a total of $72 billion between 2012 and 2018, with Nigeria, South Africa, Egypt, and Algeria accounting for most of the drop in value. He further said the loss of industrial production value is responsible for unemployment in the continent, adding that the bank planned to invest over $35 billion in the next 10 years in a bid to reverse the trend of deindustrialization of the region. The Federal Executive Council, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday, has approved 5.1 billion naira for the rehabilitation of Ilarogun Okeila, Ilaleaka Road, connecting Osun State to Ekiti State. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, disclosed this to journalists after the council's meeting held at the Presidential Villa, Abuja. He said the rehabilitation of the 34 kilometers road project, which was started by Osun State government, was abandoned after 3 kilometers work on the project and that it will be reopened once again. The Federation Accounts Allocation Committee, FAC, has distributed the sum of 701.22 billion naira for the 3 tiers of government for the month of April. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Mahmoud Issa Duse, disclosed this to journalists after the monthly FAC meeting on Wednesday in Abuja. He attributed the increase to the government in the price of the crude oil globally.
This month, because of the improved revenue base, after due consultations, it's been decided to take out 24.5 billion as savings and credit the amount to the excess crude account. So after those deductions, what we have left is 574 billion, 0.689 compared to 468 billion for last month. And this amount is distributed as follows. The federal government got a share of 276.5 billion, states 140.26 billion, local governments 108 billion, and then states under the derivation principle got 49.75 billion. Value added tax also increased like other revenue lines from 83.7 billion the previous month to 87.965 billion.
On the spot, Chairman, Finance Commissioners Forum, Mahmoud Yunusa, said the states are planning to protest the sharing formula of the committee.
The revenue sharing formula, this is where discussion has commenced within us to see how we can be able to have a realistic and a justifiable review of revenue sharing formulas, because we believe as state, most people are residing in the states and local government level. If you ask me federal government, I will just tell you maybe it's Abuja and some other places. But where the real Nigerians are, they reside in states and local government. So I believe that the states and local government should have more revenues so that they will work for people, and people will have will feel the impact and the presence of government. Yeah, this is not to take note of other burdens that is on federal government, particularly the security. All right, we are mindful of that, but that does not mean we will not push for the revenue sharing formula to be reviewed. We are doing that, and at an appropriate time we will make an announcement in that regard.
A breakdown of the figures shows federal government got 276.535 billion, the states went on with 140.262 billion, while the local government got 108.136 billion naira. Now, hair making is one business that's unknown to many to be a good business that is very profitable in income. In this special report, Superscreen crew takes a look at the business of hair and its profitability.
The hair is one major part of the body that either brings out one's beauty or hides it. As a result, a lot of women are very concerned about the kind of hairstyle they make and how well it is made. For these reasons, hundreds of women have taken hair making as a life business. And today, the business appears more lucrative than it was in the past. The popular Ogoro Market in Mushin area of Lagos is a home to hundreds of hairstylists. They resume as early as 7 a.m. and close as late as 10 p.m. Fielding questions from these two stylists, they say hair making is a lucrative business indeed.
The business is nice and it's smooth. There is money and there is gain inside.
Depends on what they want to do. Depends on the style of the weaving.
The braid money is different. Price is different from fixing, from bonding, dredge. We do fixed log. So the price is different. So it depends on what customer want to do. So that we give them the price of it.
Both women have been in the business of hair making for over a decade.
Let's say 12 years now.
It's more than 15 years I've been in here.
Like 25 years ago.
They equally speak on the profit made daily on hair making.
Sometimes we fix 2.5, 1.5, but now we have some customers that will tell you that they can only afford 500 naira, and we can't allow them to go. Like to do it reluctantly, we do it.
I feed my children, my mother, my family out of it.
Feed my children, pay school fees, to make up myself beautiful.
Other hairstylists share similar views, though with some exceptions.
We used to work very well around the festive period, that is during the Easter, Eid al-Kabir, or end of the year. That's when we used to work very well. And during this time of Ramadan, things really dull.
As the nation battles with unemployment, high crime rate, among others, venturing into hair-making business might not be a bad idea. After all, they say the end always justifies the means.
Still ahead tonight, North Korea threatens to walk away from the proposed summit with the United States. That's on the foreign scene. Details after the break. Welcome back to Superscreen Flagship News, and on the